Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome back to the Skill and Career Mode. This is episode 8 and despite us not having the best of starts to the last episode, we did manage to end it off with a win, launch ourselves out of the relegation zone, and as we start off this episode, we actually do get a management offer from Belgium. And if there's like two nations I had to pick between, if I could pick any nations, it would probably be Belgium and Colombia. Those are the two nations I think got some really exciting talent to play with, and it's very ideal to get Belgium as we have the Euros coming up next summer. So I thought, you know what, we'll take that offer, and they actually did qualify. A little bit weird that the manager got sacked then, but we do get Belgium, and we have a lot of friendly games to go now, but we will probably not be playing those. We'll just simulate those. And then once we reach the Euros, we'll start playing. Maybe we'll play a couple of the friendlies just before the Euros, just to get a feeling of the team. But there's so much talent in the side, and a lot of it is still pretty young. So we can play with Belgium if we keep this career mode going for a couple of seasons. We might be able to play with Belgium in the Euros and maybe the World Cup coming up afterwards in a couple of years. But yeah, we just simulated the first friendly against China there. We won it, and against Finland, we got 2 goals there with Nainggolan and Witsel, and Finland would get a goal back eventually, but we still got a win. Not that it really mattered too much, the results of those games. Still a long way to go until we reach the Euros, and apart from that, it's back into the Premier League. And we'll soon continue our amazing winning streak on resulting of 1 game so far. Let's even get another win and get it up to 2 games. So we play with Mbolo and Arroyo and Bolasie on the top, Zaha in behind, and West Ham have a lot of the usual players you expect them to have. I don't think they did too much stuff in the transfer window. So yeah, up against West Ham we go. They do have Payet, and you send it into the box, and Carroll with his big head, he knocks it home, and that sort of ruined my hope of that winning streak. It annoyed me a little bit, but apart from that chance, it was a one-way track, this match. It was West Ham sort of just on the back foot trying to defend. Their defensive midfield didn't do a good job, but that one guy who did a really good job, look at that save. How does he catch that? Adrian was on fire because we created a lot of chances. Not all of them the best. This one was pretty easy to save, but we also had a lot of sort of qualified shots. But Adrian, he was just, as I said, on fire, saving everything, and when we got our rebounds, we were offside, couldn't put it into the back of the net until the 45th minute. We get a good touch to it, we go past Winston Reid there with Bolasie, we break on through into the box, and the slide tackle wins us a penalty. And Kabay, he decided, you know what, we'll go with the Panenka to just take Adrian down a notch. But nope, he just stood in the middle, and he denied us everything, just laughing at us, telling us, you're not going to score in this match. But then 2 minutes later, into the start of the second half, we get another penalty. I thought, surely he's not going to stand in the middle twice. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Just knows everything. And it's still 1-0 to West Ham. Second chance for West Ham in the match, and they almost stole it all away and made it 2-0 there and closed the game off. But I refused to give up. I wanted to get something out of this match. Here we get sort of a toe poke into the ball, but not good enough. But then finally, 71st minute, Zaha breaks on. No, he's not going to score. Adrian is just unbeatable. Unbeatable. We still create a lot of chances. This is one of the matches where we created the most chances, just all over the place. And finally, we did get that goal. And Bolo makes it 1-1. We could have gotten the win if we'd been a little bit more clinical on those penalties. I never seen a goalkeeper stand the same place twice. But he just knew where I was going both times. So we only get a draw, but still, despite not getting 3 points, the game, the gameplay or the way we played was really, really good. We created a lot of chances. We played good football, and we only gave West Ham away very, very few chances. So I was still sort of positive as we're going into our next game up against Leicester. We are back into the relegation zone, sitting on 18th place. Leicester are just ahead of us, so if we can beat them, we can move ahead of them and get ourselves out of that relegation zone yet again. And to be fair, if we win this, it'll be pretty good. 3 games, 7 points. That would not be bad. But Leicester with the first big chance. But luckily, we did not concede. Good save there. And then it was our turn to sort of reply and show Leicester what we could do. Get into the box here. But Schmeichel, he was able to save that. Not exactly the best of shots, but more chances to come. Zaha on the ball here. And we get another penalty. Panenka. And we finally score a Panenka. Third time is the charm. We go up 1-0. good effort there from Leicester as well, but we have the woodwork to save us, and we remain in the lead, and I was looking to add to that, make it 2-0 maybe. Arroyo here, breaking on through, forced to Zaha, and we can have to hit the woodwork as well in this match, but as you can see, we definitely found our sort of chance creation form, because in some of our earlier games, which saw us sort of ending up in the relegation spot, we couldn't really create that many chances, but it seems like we're playing good football here. Look at this play, we flick it back over our head, and we do actually get a shot in the end, but Schmeichel would save it. Leicester on the ball here, 67th minute, and what just shouldn't happen, they score and make it 1-1. So now is about time to look and see if we can make something happen, get a goal, get back into the game, and then this happens. They get onto the ball, Schmeichel here with a ball to Dyer, terrible touch, we get onto the ball with Mbolo, and he scores the second match in a row. He makes it 2-1, brings us into the lead, in 85th minute, we're on the ball yet again, into the box, Bolasie on, and he shoots, and it falls to MacArthur, he lays it off to Kabay, long shot, and who is there? That is Bolasie to make it 3-1. We win that game, and we get 3 points. So now, our form as of late in the Premier League is actually not too bad. 3 games, 7 points, and we sort of getting a little bit further away from the relegation zone, especially with this win. It's looking pretty good, and we continue there to train Mbolo, try to get him up to that 80 rating. We're closing in on that, because we do not really have many players around that rating. We have a lot of players in sort of the mid-70s. Anyways, we have one more match in this episode, and that is into the Capital One Cup. It's the round 4, and it's just before we reach the quarterfinals. If we can win this, we'll launch ourselves into that round, and I think it would be nice to have a good cup run going, but we're still going to play with sort of B players. McGeady is into this side because we've been playing Arroyo over him as of late, and here you do have the Everton squad. They did not have Lukaku into their starting lineup, but we didn't really have the strongest squad either, but I was still hoping they'll get something out of this match, even though this is our toughest opponent so far in the tournament. We do break on through in the 45th minute, and we do score, but as you can see, 45th minute, we only had 2 chances. It was a game with very few chances, and then we made that mistake. Hennessy, no. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. 1-1 it was, up against Everton in a game of very, very few chances. Still trying to create something here. Out wide to McGeady. See if we can get a goal back. He cuts inside, takes the shot, and he scores. And maybe he shows, just like Arroyo's been doing in these Capital One Cup games, why he should be in the lineup. And we did not get a penalty there. I thought surely that would have been a penalty, but it wasn't, and in the end, it was a 2-1 victory. But still good enough. We are on through into the quarterfinals of the Capital One Cup. And who we'll face there is yet to be seen, but hopefully we'll be able to make it through into the next round, because there's not too many rounds before the final, just 2-3 wins, and we'll actually be into the final. But this is going to be the end of the episode. As you can see now, we moved all the way up to 12th place. A whole lot better than the relegation zone. Of course, it's only 3 points away, but just being so far away from it is really, really nice. And it's not far. Another win or 2 wins in the next episode, and we'll be launching ourselves up closer and closer to the European spot, which I kind of would like to finish within at the end of this season. But for now, we're going to end off the episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and that is pretty much all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.